Hello everyone, this is Waldorf,
And this is Statler.
and this is Battle Report 184.
184. B.
Kingdom of Equitaine versus the Ogre Khans.
At Huzzah Hobbies.
Yep. And Ogre Khans don't deserve the little Shrek thing. Just saying.
Looks like a gorilla with a tooth problem. Did I ever say that before?
I think so. It sounds familiar.
Overbite?
You're insulting gorillas. That's a mammoth skull.
Doesn't look like a mammoth skull. I see little eyeballs and a nose and a tooth problem. No lower jaw.
Here's my list.
It's missing a label. What country is this?
This is the country of no man's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Same list you've been using?
Same list I've been using.
Okay, so...
Still haven't even changed the lores, paths.
yeah, that probably is going to lead you to a defeat.
That's probably why.
And you're playing an unnamed opponent.
Unnamed opponent who has a shaman as his general,
Okay.
with the
A
master
shaman
of
of
shamanism.
It seems
Yes.
appropriate to have a shaman of
It
shamanism.
is. Shamans should all be shamanism.
That's what I think.
Khan, who's a BSB,
Mm-hmm.
and a pair of mammoth hunters. There's more equipment on these guys. It's just not.
You don't remember.
Don't remember what's there. 7 tribesmen, full command and Iron Fist.
Okay.
3 units of 3 bruisers.
Does he have any like musicians or anything with those guys? He just takes them.
He does not. He takes
naked.
those straight naked.
They're naked. Okay.
7 mercenaries, plate, poison, and swift stride.
Command.
The swift stride banner. They do have full command.
Okay.
3 saber-toothed tigers, a kin eater, a frost mammoth, and a rock aura.
Okay. Double gribbly.
Big monsters all over the place. That brings us to this picture I took kind of in the middle of his. He's already done his vanguard. He's in the middle of his. He's just starting his first turn.
Okay, so you're slacking.
Yeah, he moved up the kin eater over on the left. You can see.
Mm-hmm.
Of course,
Both.
did not start there. He just moved up. The mammoth hunter in the center started there. The mammoth hunter on the right did not start there. It, of course, moved up there on its first turn.
Okay, so we got terrain-wise.
Oh, terrain-wise.
2 hills, a field, defense, ruins,
Ruins on
a
the left.
building, water feature,
Yep.
woods,
Yep.
and the tokens. What scenario is it?
It's secure target,
Okay.
where you got to end the game controlling the most of those 2 targets.
Okay.
The majority of those 2 targets. And
Okay,
moving on.
So with your vanguard, you move forward with your yeoman, and he did all that stuff, and then move forward. And
Correct.
what's
And
he
this-
doing? Why is he fondling those trees like that?
You'll have to ask him that. I don't.
Trees.
I averted my eyes. Not sure what happened.
Did you have those trees when you were packing up, or did you take them home with them?
I need to check to see if I'm short 3 trees now.
Yeah, it is. Okay, it is the
Alright.
Christmas season. I don't know.
So- There's his first turn. You can see he came forward aggressively, and the way I'm deployed, I'm going to hit him head on.
Yeah, don't have much choice.
Here's the left. You can see his mammoth hunter is just vanguard. I mean, not vanguard. Taking his first turns of movement.
And got to your flank.
Gone to my flank. The saber tusk backed up out of arc of the yeoman, mounted yeoman.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I probably should have blocked that.
Yeah, I probably should have. Probably would have helped me.
Yeah.
Over on the right, you can see the saber tusk blocking the banner of the last charge unit,
Shocking.
and the mammoth hunter on the right coming up and just challenging my aspirants.
Okay.
Back to my turn. So my turn, I declare a charge initially on the. I declared a unit charge on the bruisers with this unit here in the center, redirected into the tribesmen. The Grail
Okay.
Knights declared a charge at the other unit of bruisers, and redirected into the mercenaries.
So you
Or
charged.
did I? No, sorry. They redirected into the tribesmen as well,
Okay.
and failed.
Okay.
Off on the little right, the aspirants have charged the mammoth hunter.
Okay. And the bannerless charges.
Banner last charges this
Charge
one here.
the
Oh,
dog.
sorry, they charged the saber tusk.
Okay. And you're chaffing up with your Pegasus.
Yeah, there's the failed charge. It actually wasn't a charge on that unit. It was a charge on the other one,
Okay, on the mercenaries.
on the mercenaries.
Spreading
I'm
the
sorry,
wealth.
not on the mercenaries. It was a charge on the tribesmen,
Oh, okay.
and it failed. the arrows.
Oh, they ran behind. Okay.
Correct. On his turn, I forgot to mention, my general who deployed by himself, because the only thing he has is 3 crossbows to shoot with. My general who deployed by himself managed to get hit by 2 crossbows and take 2 wounds with his rerollable 1-up armor save.
Okay.
So, yeah, that worked out pretty well for him. Oh, by the way, it's a strength 5 shot, so he does have a 5-up ward save as well. So, just saying. 2 wounds. 2 wounds, nothing major.
Should learn how to duck.
Apparently, he needs to. But there you can see his 2 units of fleeing tribe bruisers in the back.
Yep.
And like you said, the yeoman came up to chaff both the Rock Auroch and the mercenaries.
And which way is that Kin-Eater facing?
Kin-Eater is facing the butt of the saber.
Okay, so you moved your archers to so he can't charge you. Okay.
Archers were smart enough to move out of the range.
Yep. And that guy on your rear is going to cause you some problems, I imagine.
I don't think so. There's the what you don't see off to the left, which was not there earlier.
You chaffed with your Pegasus.
Correct.
You didn't charge him.
They did not charge. They chaffed. The reason why did they not charge? Because I didn't want to fail, I think. And I wanted them. There's 2 reasons. One, I didn't. One was let's back up. There you go. If I back up again, they're pretty far back.
Okay.
They started pretty far back, and if I fail to charge, I'm stuck all the way in the back, which leaves this unit of bruisers into the flank of my my knight lance right there, where you see it.
Unless you send the character. Okay.
What's that? The character wasn't able to go the last
time.
So if they would not have made it, then those guys are on my flank, and I can't have that.
Okay.
So that was the reason they did not charge, and they just flew up there. Besides, I think the way I calculated this, he's got 6 strength. They are strength 6 hits, but he's only got 6 of them.
Weapon skill 3.
Weapon skill 3. So on average, he hits 3. He probably wounds all 3. But I've got a 5-up, 5-up versus any that wound me.
Right.
So he might kill 1. And I'm tell you the truth, I'm not upset if he kills them and runs through them, because that opens up the guy on the hill over to the right, you see, in the side of the tribesmen.
I see. Okay.
So, I mean, there's a couple things going on there that I'm not worried about. But, of course, you know, and then in the spellcasting phase, I get off the
price tag?
In my phase, I got off the Oaken Throne. I got off the Breath of Life on the...
Breath of Lady
on this unit up front.
Okay.
Which, as you can see, managed to do 4 wounds to his 5. I charged, mind you. Just want to make sure you're aware of that.
Yeah.
And I do have a BSB in there with 5 strength 5 attacks.
Okay.
So, actually, no, he doesn't. Sorry, he's only got 3 strength 6 attacks.
You got,
my mistake.
And you did cause 4 wounds on him?
I did cause, I think, 4 wounds on him.
Okay.
Because I see 1 dead ogre and a wound marker. And he's 5 to me, but that's okay because he's armored much better than I am. Yeah. So it's much he can withstand.
He's got a bigger bolt buckle.
Yeah,
that's not good.
No, it's terrible. Off to the right, you can see the aspirants. They have the healing. They had the healing waters on them and managed to kill the mammoth hunter outright.
Okay.
That they were fighting. This is not the tooled up mammoth hunter. The bigger,
was the base one.
The stronger one's off to the left.
Okay.
So anyway, so that's what I see. That's what we got.
So kill the mammoth hunter.
Kill the mammoth hunter. Turned somewhat
badly.
to face in.
Okay.
Because I want to keep, this unit in my front.
And you went 4 wide.
I went 4 wide with the unit up the front that's fighting the Knights of the Realm, because they can go 4 wide, which keeps the couple things.
Rectangle.
What's that? Keeps the whatever that is. The
rectangle.
The rectangle.
The unit rectangle.
The boundary rectangle.
Boundary rectangle. Yeah.
Yeah, but what it does is it keeps the frost mammoth up there. Keeps him in my front, but my front is inside of his.
Okay, so your boundary rectangle is smaller than his.
He can't charge. Okay. Correct. So while it forced, because if I went to the right, it kept saying, if I stayed 3 wide, he was actually in my flank and could come forward and hit.
Right.
Maybe. he was had trouble getting past the mercenaries, but I didn't want to take that chance.
Right. Okay.
So anyway, so that's how that ended up. All right, and there you have that. That's what it looks like. Those 5 in the middle, by the way, are just dead in the field.
Yeah. Okay.
That's not a unit of 5 guys that just showed up.
Okay. Yes. Okay. There they go.
There they go. That's much better.
Okay.
So that's what it's looking like going into his turn 2.
Okay. This doesn't look good.
Well, it's looking all right for me at the moment. I'm not sure how, but it is.
Okay.
There's his turn 2.
Mm-hmm.
Bruisers are going to charge there. And the Rock off here on the left is going to charge the Mounted Yeomen. The Mounted Yeomen do manage their leadership check to stick around. Because the General and the BSB are both within 12.
Okay.
But because the mercenaries were chaffed up, he sends the Mammoth Hunter into my flank. The mercenaries can't go, but he charges his BSB out of the mercenaries
okay.
into my Grail Knights. And that's what we got going on there. The brigands, when they come up into that ruin, did manage to get both these, both the Ken-Eater and the Saber-Tusk Tiger, both within 8 inches to try to march block them both.
I see a wound on a Tigger.
That was the one out of my 10 shots, I managed to put 1 wound on it. It's okay, because I needed 3s to hit.
Yeah.
I can't expect.
You
can't expect that many hits.
Well, you average would have gotten 2 and killed him. You just didn't do that.
I didn't. But I mean, it's not that far off. I averaged 2 wounds. I did 1 under.
Yeah.
I mean, that's when you really look at it that way, it's not that terrible.
No, just half.
Or you could look at it that way and say I did half of what I should have. Okay, fine. Rest of his army came forward a little bit. Nothing major. The Saber-Tusk manages its march test and walks out here to the middle of the field.
Okay.
He is on a 9 because he was within 12 of that Mammoth Hunter.
Right.
So it's not as bad as it seems.
Well, I think anytime it wants to chaff up the banner last charge, it always seems to work.
Again, it's always going to be in front of that.
Yeah.
Both his units of bruisers rallied in the back. The Ken-Eater did fail his march test and didn't come forward very far.
Oh, there you go.
Got that going for me. That what we got? There's some nice pictures of how bad this
dead people
situation is. You can see over here on the top right, the Pegasus have managed to put a single wound on the bruisers, but I don't think it doesn't look like it got a single thing through on me. There might be a wound there in the crack.
Okay, and then he reformed.
And then he reformed to be wide to get all his attacks.
Right.
And that's where we are.
Okay.
The Mammoth Hunter, between the Mammoth Hunter BSB, the Mammoth Hunter I challenged with my champion. His Mammoth Hunter took it and smashed me. Or I think his Mammoth Hunter challenged and my champion took it.
Okay. Caused him a wound.
And managed to cause a wound. And then it couldn't have been, it could have been him because he went first.
And lost 3 Grail Knights.
And lost 2 other Grail Knights along with it to his BSB. So, got that going for me.
Okay, it looks like the lance that was fighting the tribesmen is a lot smaller.
It is. They did manage to put a couple more wounds on them.
Yeah.
But
with their dead bodies?
They're down. I think the horses fell on them.
Yeah.
It's down to, or the ogres wandered off eating horses. The BSB is fighting alone now. Is the lone survivor of that.
Okay. Oh, and he rallied both of his bruiser units.
And they rallied both. Both those rallied.
Okay.
But what I've got going for me here is
a unit of archers.
I've got a unit of archers. I do have a flank charge with my Virtue of Might guy on the hill.
Character on the hill, okay.
Who charges down into the flank of the bruisers, lined up to overrun into the tribesmen.
Right, in the back corner, okay.
And then the way I'm seeing this, if I do the bruiser fight first, I win this. He overruns into the side of that. I do a couple wounds there.
That fight, and you can
overrun into the flank of the Frost Mammoth.
Could be very glorious.
Looks like a perfect situation to me. I got that. The
key is not to do too many wounds so everybody can chase.
So what?
Everybody can chase.
So everybody, or just whatever. As long as the big guy gets through, I'm fine. I can just roll through the next one. He does that multi-wound thing is pretty awesome against ogres.
Can be, yeah.
All right. So a lot of things happened here.
Yeah. So I was in your turn. You did some moving also.
I did. There was a lack of photos due to very
angry dice rolling.
Yes.
You had to pick them up from the other side of the store?
I did. I went and by the time I gathered up all my dice, this is what was left of the board.
Okay.
The BSB Mammoth Hunter combination finished off my Grail Knights, ran them down and killed them, including my general.
Okay.
In the overrun, the Mammoth Hunter got into the front of the Banner Last Charge unit.
Which is like it turned to face the center during your move.
Correct.
As did the aspirants.
The BSB just overran to where you see him here in the middle of the field.
Okay.
Up top, the Virtue of Might Lord charged into the flank of the Bruisers and managed, by the time he hits, re-rolls, additional rolls, managed 8 wounds that would then be multiplied by D3.
Okay.
So, blows through those. They only have 9 wounds, so I did 8 before the multiplying.
Sure.
Overruns into the flank of the tribesmen who were busy fighting my BSB.
Okay.
And between him and the BSB, did 3 wounds to this unit.
Okay.
2 from him.
And somebody seems to be missing.
Well, they pummeled my BSB. He's dead.
Okay.
And I got lucky and made my...
lucky.
I actually didn't get lucky with that, but I did win the combat. He's steadfast, turns to face my lord.
All right.
The Peg Knights turned to face, of course. After the combat they won, they just pivoted to face.
Right, that's all they could do.
Because that's all they had the option for.
Okay.
Back to his turn. Turn 3. Turn 3. The Kin Eater turns around and faces the Brigands on the left. The Frost Mammoth decides to come help out his Mammoth Hunter buddy.
Yep.
And the BSB decides he wants the aspirants.
Yep. Yeah, it's hard to believe that previous turn was your turn.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay. And he brings up the
tribesmen. The mercenaries come up. The bruisers off on the back move forward.
He's running out of things to attack. He can't fit all his guys in.
He's running out of stuff to go fight. There he goes. He's looking at those guys menacingly. And
bring the Rock to the center.
Moved him slightly into the center. So,
okay.
This is the last photo.
Okay.
Because the next photo...
Because you swept him from the table?
I did. The tides turned completely... Oh, it wasn't the last photo. There you go.
So you're a liar.
The tides turned completely and I swept him from the field. Up top, the tribesman beat my lord. He broke from combat. And he ran me down and killed me and overran into the Peg Knights.
Okay.
Here in the center of this mess, the BSB, who charged in the aspirants, killed 2, ran me down and killed me.
So they failed me. Okay.
They were steadfast, by the way, because he only killed 2. Anyway, ran me down and killed me. Of course, at this point, I don't have a BSB or a general, so it was 1 check. And to keep the theme going, the Mammoth Hunter and Frost Mammoth killed only 3 models, as you can see. We broke. He ran me down and killed me.
Okay.
So, with 3 Peg Knights, which were in combat, and mercenaries 8 brigands left, we decided that was good enough for the night.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I have a sinking feeling we're not going to see this army for a while.
This was an embarrassment.
Yeah.
This was just embarrassing. This was a terrible, terrible beating.
Yeah.
I apologize to anyone who likes playing Equitaine for what I have done to this army. I apologize for my efforts here. I take full responsibility for this. This was bad. Yeah. As you can probably guess, this was a 20-0 to my opponent.
Only because it doesn't go any higher?
Only because I did kill a Mammoth Hunter,
yeah,
a unit of Bruisers, and a Saber Tusk.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's not good. Anyway, that's going to do it for the Equitaine in this combat. Thank you for listening.
Till the next time.